In this video, I will take you step by step how to use your dataset of images to create the LoRAs that you can use with the Flux inside the ComfyUI. All our workflow will be residing inside the ComfyUI. In this video, I'm going to use ComfyUI 0.3.36. You can download this version directly from the links down below in the descriptions, and depending on what version you use, you can select. I would recommend to use it Windows Portable. It's what I'm using in this video. Just going down and click on direct link. As I mentioned before, all links to all resources will be down in the descriptions, so it's easy for you to find in one convenient place. Okay, after when you download it, you just extract and you should have it in multiple directories. Before we start running ComfyUI, we also want to install ComfyUI Manager. And you can find this again with the links. What I recommend for you to do, just going down below where it says installations, and this is what we're going to use. You should have it Git installed on your computer. If for some reason you're missing some of those, like a Python, Git, or any other applications, I would recommend for you to watch my video about ComfyUI from A to Z, where I explain everything, how to install, what application additional you kind of prefer to have, and in general how ComfyUI works. Right here, this is what we're going to use it, but we cannot just yet run. We actually need to locate it and custom nodes, and it's will going to your path, ComfyUI Windows, ComfyUI, ComfyNodes. Just right here on the top, click on a path and type cmd command prompt, press enter, and it should be open terminal for you. Next, what we want to do with this terminal, you just want to go copy this path as we did before. Actually, this is command. It says git repository clone and path. What we need to do, just paste inside here, press enter, and it will install it. On successful install, you should have it nothing here yet. You just will have it this ComfyUI Manager. After you install ComfyUI Manager, you're ready to run. So let's go inside the RGthree. We'll go inside right here, Windows Portable. And right here, just run NVIDIA GPU batch file, which should execute for you the main file. And after short installations, you should have it your ComfyUI running and ready. Also, notice on the top, you should have it Manager. This special tab is available for you. If not, it's probably custom nodes wasn't installed. And in some cases, if you already run server, you maybe need to restart it. Okay, let's say everything is running and Manager is here. Let's open Manager, and we want downloaded few custom nodes. To do this, we'll go click on a custom nodes inside here, and in the top search bar, just type ComfyUI Flux Trainer. This is from Kijai, this set of the nodes or construction blocks that we're going to use it to train. So just click and install a latest version. Next set of nodes we wanted, it's a RGthree ComfyUI. All of the names for these nodes will be down in the description, so you can just copy and paste them inside the search. Same right here, I just installed the latest version, and it's going as a nightly, and you can preview which version is used. So we install this. Not yet restart your server because we need to install one more, and after this we just will restart our server. Okay, another one's recommended is just type KJNodes and install KJNodes for ComfyUI. And last but not least, there was no node suite. This is kind of optional. If you want to pre-train on the text generated from images, I will show you how we can use it in descriptions. But just in case, this one is optional, and if you feel like you can install it, but I highly recommend because it's have a very nice set of nodes. So after all of this installed, just go ahead and click restart. You can restart from here, but in a few times I notice it's not always restart completely. So what I like to do, it's find where's my server running and just close the windows and relaunch batch file again. So right here, just run this again. Before we start working on the main workflow, this is optional, and I just want to share with you in case if you need it. All what it does, it's using a BLIP caption. For the better performance, performance, you want to take those images that we have before and create descriptions for them as a text file. So later when your LoRA will train, it's actually read name or text file description for everyone and embed it. This will work much better when you in the future if you try to describe, and LoRA will perform better with this description. It is optional, it's not required. For example, the latest LoRA that you will see, it's trained without those text files. Just in case if you want it, I will provide this workflow for you to download it, but it's very simple. All what we have right here, it's downloaded images from the folder where we specify folder resolution of images. Also, we downloaded BLIP model here, and currently also link will provide for you down below to download it. But if you use it with ArtVenture, it's a WOZ node. They preloaded itself, which is kind of nice, or you can just preload it from here. And of course, we have our preset max link recommended to 75 in this case for the Flux, and we just save it in same path with the names. So as I say, it's very simple and it's totally optional. Let me warn you about this. For example, when I run on my machine RTX 3090, 2 times it's actually hardcore this model. Hardcore shut down my computer. So just keep in mind, it's why I say it's optional, it's not required. But if you want to be very fancy, it's what you're creating, then you can use this. And as well, I will provide for you links for this model where you can download it directly for the big, large model for the BLIP or the smaller model as well. So you can reference this and download it and use if you decide to generate text files. Now for our workflow with generating inside the Flux for directly LoRA trainings, you will need to download server files if you don't have it. Most likely you do already have them, and install it properly. You can download it 2 ways. One, manually by going to links I'll provide down below. And right here, for example, you can download it Flux Def Safe Sensor, put this inside the model directory, clip model. You also have your text encoders, which is going in a clip directory, and you have your VF file, which is going inside the VF folder. And let me show you as example right here. If you look, we inside our models, checkpoints, and right here inside the Flux, it's where I put those models, or you can just put it location however you want to organize. So this is our Flux. We also have it inside our clip T2 base, those ones that I showed you before, and inside our VIA file, okay, right here, we located another. So how I say it is straightforward names and just located for those files. The base model based workflow JSON, I'd recommend to download it from directly Kijai Flux Trainer. You can see it's right here, and you can just download it script directly from here, or I will also provide for you a link so you can download it from shared drive. Okay, notice right there I also have some nodes which you should already have it pre-installed. After you download the JSON file, just simply drag and drop in your workspace, and you should have it like this open. All nodes should be present from if you installed. If for some reason some of these nodes come up with red color, I would recommend for you going to Manager, install missing custom nodes, and that will also install if you're missing, but you should have it all nodes is available. Okay, let's go check what we have here. And first, this is where preloaded our trainers. Okay, we won't go too much in details, and we have a very good documentation in original page. Also, just in case if you don't know where the workflow is located, they will be inside the code, says example workflows. Just click on this open, and right here you can download those examples. As I mentioned, I'm using the dataset, and my dataset is located in a folder called training my dataset. You can modify path if you need it, and inside here I put this files. So currently I think it's about 36 files. Yep, it's 36 files, and they're all 1024 by 1024 resolution. And this is where I specify. I was a little bit lazy, so I don't want to kind of change size, but I would recommend for the best performance if you also resize them or use a different set as you're creating, so it's a reference. You can also reference to different areas. So I left everything as default on the stage. Let's go see what after the preloaded dataset, we're going to Flux LoRA training model, where we can preload it. Right here, example, it is a string multi-line consent where I use it the exactly same what I used before for describing woman. In this case, we have it our same optimizations. We just leave it everything default here, as well as on the models. Notice right there we have it our flags. If for some reason the models is not found, you can download them and relink here. Just go click down, select a model, because sometimes I found maybe path like it in different subdirectory. So for some reason, if they're missing, you can connect them here. Okay. We have it also. This is all I did not change any variables. We'll leave it for our test. And when you pre-train first time, if you do training, I would recommend try avoid to modify setting as much as possible. Try to set as a basic. It's meaning input the data set, maybe input description in this case. Just to verify if everything is look okay. Included your path, output name, and path as well here. So we have it. I even just leave it as default in this case, because many times I just want to be sure everything is running. And after this, just click run, and you will have it. You're processing 300 steps and more display here as we're running. And in the end, it should be pre-trained. Please aware when you try to train this, and in my case, again, I'm using GTX 3090 with 24 GB RAM, and I have 36 images in my reference in my data set, 1024 by 1024. So let's go ahead and start training. Our LoRA training is completed, and we look, it took almost 5 hours. So it was 36 images, 1024 by 1024 resolution for the Flux training. And you can see right here as we're going, it's tell how long it will take per each step. For example, 2 hours 23 minutes here, and it's combined 3 hours 35 and 4 hours 44. And after save everything, I say it's about 4 hours, almost 5 hours total will taking here. Okay, let's look closer what's happening with our flow. We did look before on some of the settings, and as a processing, so the couple things when I created it, I received some errors. Mostly it's related to the path, so I end up just putting absolute path to my data set. You can modify this. However, I did not change name for my Flux model output, which is right here, can be. But it doesn't matter at this point because I can rename it. It just if you want to put in specific path, you need to put it right here. But let's see how it's created. One thing I do like about this training, because you can first, if you remember, you can have a different resolutions, which is actually work very well if you decide to reuse it on different sizes. But in my case, because all images was 1024, so I was using right here exactly same settings. Okay, let's go next preview. This is our first pass pre-training, and what I good about this workflow, you can see also on training last over time. You can see how the dropping on the trainings, and it's always will happen. Doesn't matter what as you train, some will drop, but if you come up with some anomalies, you can actually preview here. In our case, everything okay. And as well, we have it steps between when it's training on a LoRA, how it was done. Okay. So after all this time, and just let me repeat, the time is depend on how many images you want to train and what resolution of the images. So in this case, 36 images, 1024. So we can see lost over time 0.25, which is actually not bad at all on a 2000 steps pre-training, how much we're taking. And here's our example. After training is complete in the LoRA, let's look on our folder, and this is located in our ComfyUI Flux LoRA output path. It's what we specified before, and right here we have it between our steps, save tensor, so you can try them if you're interested. Just before for the comparison, you'll notice we also have our JSONs and workflow configuration, which we'll look a little bit later, and as well we have our final right here is created. If for some reason you're confused with names, just look on the time and we can see this is done after midnight. It's actually what's happening overnight. I just put it and I went to bed. I let its training gun on its own, and you can see right here training complete at last, and you can see each step how long it's taken between them to complete it. Okay, so let's go ahead right now and put to the test our LoRA model. Okay, so right here is our test, and we're just preloading our Flux model. We're preloading our LoRA that we just created. I just renamed red hair-v to kind of remember what it is about, and I put maximum string, which is probably will create some little bit artifacts, but that should give us good example if it's LoRA actually reading, and type simple portraits of young woman, which is very generic, and we'll see without LoRA loaded what this will happen. Right now you can see it's exactly same from ours. So because if we can go and check on our data set, you will see it's a very similar. It's what we want this face. It's look exactly the same. So we know the LoRA is just training and put it properly output. Some artifacts will include like those lines, but this is partially with settings when we did training, maybe a little bit too aggressively, and as well the resizing, and as well it is very strong use of the LoRA here. So let's just, as example, I want to go ahead and bypass this. So we'll just go without loading LoRA and go test this one just to be sure it will have it. At this time should be no effect on. And here example with bypass on a LoRA off, and you can see it's look total different portrait. Okay, so hopefully you'll find this video is interesting for you. It's how you can pre-train your LoRAs using with a Flux inside the ComfyUI. Be sure you have it plenty of the time to give it, and as well give it different resolution of the image for the better result. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.